Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really simple granny square crochet bag. So this is currently a free pattern on my blog, and so you can find a link to this pattern in the description box below. Okay, it's going to have all the pattern notes and directions. It's going to have step-by-step photos as well, so make sure to click that link. And so some of the materials that you're going to need for this bag is you're going to need a worsted weight yarn. So I chose to work with Hobby Lobby's Yarn Bee yarn, and so this is a cotton linen mixed yarn, okay, and I chose parchment, so that's the color parchment, and it's 180 yards. Okay, so you are going to need two of these balls. You're also going to need some swivel snap hooks, okay, and these are used for the straps of the bag, so you can actually change these out. If you don't want like a crochet strap, you could do a leather strap, or you could even just do a different color, so it makes this bag really fun to make. You're also going to need a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, a darning needle, and a pair of scissors. I also added a cute little tag to my bag as well, so you can always do that if you want to. Alright, so let's get started on how to make this bag. Okay, so the first step in making our crochet bag is to make 2 moss stitch squares, okay? And we're going to make 17 rounds of the moss stitch square. So we're going to start off with a slip knot. So go ahead and wrap the yarn around your finger twice. Then you're going to take this piece of yarn, move it over, then take that piece and move it over the other one. Then you're going to pull, okay? And now you've got a slip knot. Go ahead and take your hook, insert it into that loop and pull tight. Okay, so we're going to start off with chaining 2. So 1, 2. Then you're going to take your hook and make 1 single crochet into that second chain from the hook. Okay, so go ahead and insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. And that is how you make a single crochet. Now we are going to chain 2 and then make another single crochet into the same one you made the first one. Okay, and then chain 1. So now this is your first corner of your square. Okay, so now we're going to make the second corner. So we're going to insert our hook back into that same place where we've been making the single crochets, and then make 1 single crochet, chain 2, and then make another single crochet in that same chain. And then we're going to chain 1. Okay, so now that's our second corner. So now we've got 2 more to make. So go ahead and insert your hook back into that same chain and make your single crochet, chain 2, and make a single crochet and chain 1. Alright, so that's our third one. Okay, so we've got 1 more corner to make. So insert our hook back into that chain and make a single crochet, chain 2, make another single crochet, and then chain 1. Okay, so now we have 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to make a slip stitch in that first single crochet. Okay, so that's going to be right here. Now you can always put a stitch marker here if you want to help remember where that first single crochet was. Okay, so go ahead and insert your hook and then yarn over, pull through, and then pull through 1 more time for a slip stitch. Okay, and now pull your tail end to create a square. And voila, you have your first little square. Okay, so now we're going to start with our second round of our moss stitch square. Okay, so for the second round, we are going to turn our work, okay? So for the moss stitch square, instead of continuing all the way around, we're going to turn our work. Okay, so we're going to turn our work. This is our yarn, and we're going to put it right over, and we're going to find that first space that is open. And the second round can be a little tricky because that space can be a little hard to find. Okay, so it's right here. All right, now go ahead and insert your hook and make 1 single crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 1. And now we're going to work a corner again, okay? So the corner is right after that single crochet. Okay, so take your hook, insert it, all right, into that corner, and then make 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and then chain 1, okay? So now we have to find our space, which is going to be right between these. See that little single crochet in right there? So just pull it open with your fingers, just like that. Insert your hook and make 1 single crochet, then chain 1. Here's our corner again. So now we're going to make our 1 single crochet, chain 2, and 1 single crochet plus a chain 1. Okay. All right, so now we have to find our space again, which is right here. It's going to be next to the 1 single crochet, and then make another single crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 1. Now we're back at our corner. We're at our 3rd corner. Okay, and make a single crochet, chain 2, and make another single crochet plus a chain 1. All right, so we got to find our space again, which is right here. Insert your hook and then make a single crochet, chain 1, and now we're at our last corner. Okay, so here's our corner, and now let's go ahead and make a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and chain 1. Okay, you can always pull it a little bit tight if you need to. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this now. And so now we're just going to slip stitch to that first single crochet that we made, which is right here, this little V. Okay, so go ahead and insert your hook and make that slip stitch. All right, so that is a completed row. Okay, so row 2. All right, so now we're going to work on row 3. Okay, so for row 3, we are going to flip our work again. Okay, so now we're on the front side again. All right, and we are going to make 1 single crochet in that first space. Okay, so I already see my space, it's right here. So go ahead and insert your hook and make your single crochet. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to find our corner again, which is right here. Okay, and it's a lot more visible to see your spaces and corners on the front side of your work. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make our first single crochet. We're going to chain 2 and then make another single crochet and then your chain 1. Okay, so that's our first corner. Okay, so now we have to make our single crochet in this space, which is right here and here. Okay, so just like if you were making a regular moss stitch. Okay, our single crochet, our chain 1, then make your single crochet and chain 1. Okay, now we're at our second corner. So go ahead and make your single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet, and your chain 1. Okay, we're back at the sides. So here's our 2 spaces. So make sure you make a single crochet in that first space, chain 1, and single crochet into that second one. Okay, make sure to chain 1 always. Okay, now we're at our third corner right here. So single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1. We're now working towards our last corner. So there's a space right here and a space right there. So make your single crochet in the first space, chain 1, and then make your single crochet into that second space and chain 1. Okay, so now we're back at our last corner, so our fourth corner. Insert your hook and do 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and chain 1. Okay, so now we have 1 more space right here, and then go ahead and make your single crochet and chain 1. Okay, so now we're back at the front, and we're going to make a slip stitch right here. All right, so that is a completed row. So that is row 3. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. Okay, so now for the bag pattern, you want to continue to repeat row 3 until row 17, okay? So you're going to have 17 rounds. So this would be row 1, row 2, and then so on. Okay, so for row 4, you're just going to flip your work again, okay? Make sure your yarn is always pulled over, and you're going to work your first single crochet here, then chain 1, single crochet, and then when you're at your corner, you do your single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and chain 1. Okay, now I do have a step-by-step photo tutorial on the blog for just this square. Okay, so I'll go ahead and leave that in the description box as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and complete my 17 rounds, and then I will meet you right back here. Okay, so once your square is made and you've seamed in your ends, it's time to whip stitch our sides together to create a bag. So you are going to need your darning needle for this part, and you want a 75-inch piece of yarn. Okay, and so this is the yarn that we use to make our square. All right, so first step is you need to go ahead and take your one square and put it on top of the other square, and just make sure that the square is lined up. Okay, I think I like that right there. Okay, so now it's time to whip stitch it together. So we are going to be whip stitching the left side, the bottom, and then the right side. Okay, so I'm just going to flip mine to the side just like this, and let me zoom in here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab my darning needle, and we're going to start from the corner edge here. Okay, so we're going to work from the bottom to the top, and you're going to work at the corner. Okay, so the corner where you have your 2 single crochets and the 2 chains. Okay, so we're going to start from the bottom, and we're going to put our darning needle through the top of the square. Okay, and we're going to pull all the way through. All right, so the first one, it's going to be very long here, the strand. Okay, and so you want to leave about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of extra yarn so you can weave this in at the end. Okay, and then you should have something that looks like this. Okay, and then we're going to come back from the bottom, and you're going to just work into that second stitch. Okay, and through the other second stitch, and then just work your yarn through again. All right, okay, and then we're going to go again from the bottom into that third stitch, through the other stitch. All right, and so you just want to continue this all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to let you see what it looks like here in just a second. There we go. Okay, so this part should be close together already. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on my right side, my bottom, and then my left side, and then I will meet you right back here when it's done. Okay, so I just finished whip stitching my sides together. Okay, and so now you should have something that looks like this. You will have a bag. And so I just quickly wanted to show you how I work in my ends, because I already did this side. Okay, and so because I know this part can be a little bit tricky, so I just wanted to show you how I create a knot on the side, especially since this is a bag and you don't want this part to come undone. And so I like to stick my darning needle right into that first loop, so that second chain on the corner. Okay, and I just put it right underneath, and I just wind it through carefully. I still have a little bit on top here, okay, because that's important. And then since this piece is a little bit shorter, it's a little bit more difficult, so you can always have a little bit more yarn when we first start off, and then you want to put it into the second chain on the other side. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. And now before you pull it to close, you want to take this darning needle and then just put it through that loop. Okay, and then just pull it through, and that should create a knot. Okay, so see, now you tighten it, and now you can always do this one more time. I did do that to this side, okay, and then all you have to do is just work in this end. Okay, so now that that part is done, now we are going to crochet our handles onto our bag. Okay, so now we're going to make our handles for our crochet bag. And so this is explained in 2 steps. So you are going to need your snap hook for this part. Okay, you're also going to need your crochet hook again, as well as the yarn that you used for the bag. You can also use a different color, so it's totally up to you. So for the first part, what we're going to do is we are going to make a single crochet plus chain border around the bag. Okay, this is going to help provide some extra security for the bag, and it also creates these 2 small holes on the side, and this is where your hook, your snap hook, will snap onto. Okay, so we're going to start with the border. Okay, so for the border, we're going to create a slip knot. Okay, and so you're going to wrap the yarn around your finger twice. Take the first piece of yarn, move it over, take the second piece and move it over again. All right, and create your slip knot. You're going to take your hook and just insert it into the slip knot and pull tight. Okay, and now we're going to grab the corner edge of our bag and you're going to insert your hook into the space next to where you whip stitch the sides. Okay, so it's going to be a very defined space. All right, so you're just going to stick your hook in just like that. And now you're just going to pull through. Okay, so essentially you're kind of doing a yarn over, but it's already provided for you. So you're just going to take your hook and pull through and then yarn over now and then pull through one more time. Okay, so now you've just created a single crochet. So now you're going to just chain one and you're going to single crochet into that next space. So just like you've been doing for the bag. Okay, so chain one and single crochet into that next space. Okay, so you want to continue to do this until the end, and then I will meet you right here, and then we're just going to continue all the way to the other side. Okay, so I'll meet you right back here. All right, so I just completed my front row border, and so now I'm going to work on the back border. All right, so I just made one more single crochet in that space before the part where you whip stitched. Okay, so now you want to make that chain one and then make another single crochet in that space right where you whip stitched at. Okay, so let me go ahead and make that single crochet, and now you've also created a nice little tiny hole. All right, so that hole is right here, and that's where our snap hook will go on, so it stays nice and secure. All right, so just continue to work your single crochet and chain until you reach the beginning of where we started. Okay, so I'm just about done with my back border. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you really quickly how to do the side right here. All right, so I just made my single crochet on that last space. Okay, and so we are going to chain one, and then you're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet that we made in the beginning. Okay, so go ahead and make sure that when you insert your hook, you insert it right here, okay? Not this part right here, because that'll create a really loose slip stitch. Okay, so insert your hook into that V, the V shape. All right, and then just yarn over, pull through, and then pull through one more time. All right, and so now you have your second little hole. Okay, so now all we want to do is just cut your yarn. Okay, so I have my pair of scissors here. Go ahead and cut it. And then yarn over and pull through. All right, so now it is time to whip stitch, or not whip stitch, I'm sorry. We are going to work in these ends. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work in my ends, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished working in my ends of my bag, and so now we're going to make our strap that goes onto our bag. And so you do need your snap hook for this part. Okay, you're going to need 2 of them, and you're also going to need your crochet hook. And so now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and chain 124 chains. Okay, and just when you go to make your chains, make sure that you have a long tail end. Okay, because our tail end is going to be used to help seam our strap onto our snap hook. All right, so once you have 124 chains, and so now this is a longer strap, so if you prefer a shorter one, just do less chains. Okay, so once you have 124 chains, go ahead and make 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. All right, so insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through one more time. That's how you make a single crochet. All right, so just continue to make single crochets until you have 124. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to make single crochets until the end of my chain, and then I will meet you right back here when I am finished. Okay, so once you finish your first single crochet row, you want to go ahead and make a second single crochet row. So you would just chain 1 and then just make a single crochet in that first stitch. Okay, so once you've made 2 rows of single crochet, then it's time to close this together. So we're going to make a knot. So let's go ahead and cut our yarn. Just make sure you leave a long tail end. Okay, and then we're just simply going to yarn over and pull through. All right, Okay, so now it's time to add our snap hook onto our strap. Okay, so we're gonna take our tail end and we're gonna grab our snap hook and we're just gonna insert the tail end through the bottom of the snap hook. Okay, just like that. Then you wanna grab your darning needle and go ahead and insert your tail end through that as well. Okay, now we are going to just pull our strap through the snap hook, okay, just like that. And you want to put it over about 3/4 of an inch, okay? So you just kind of eyeball this part. I think that's about 3/4. It doesn't have to be precise. Okay, all right. So now we are basically going to seam our two sides together, okay? So I'm just going to go from the top to the bottom, just like that, and pull through. Okay, then just do it again till it's nice and secure. All right. Okay, I think that's nice and secure. I'm going to do one more here. Okay, and then we're going to go and make 2 of them on each side, okay? So once you have it like this, you're just going to go like this and push it through. And I actually might do 3 here. Yeah, I'm going to do 3 instead. Sorry. 3 on the side. Okay, so it's nice and secure. All right, and then just do the same to the other side. So I'm just going to flip mine over here really quickly. Just come through the middle. Okay, and then do 3 on the opposite side. Oops, my darning needle came out. So just make 1 more. All right, so now it's nice and secure. Okay, so all we have to do is just make a knot now. And you can just go under any loop that you see. This is just how I do it. You could also glue it together if you just prefer to do that instead. Then I just bring it back through the loop. Oops. It's a little difficult here just because my tail end is a little too short. There we go. And just pull. Okay, then all you have to do is just cut this off. Cut the yarn off, and you can also add a little bit of glue towards the end here. Okay, that part is done. And now you have a snap hook that's ready to be used. You have a nice strap. Okay, so you want to go ahead and do the same to the other side. I already did mine. So now all that's left to do is add our snap hook to our bag. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me zoom it back out here so you guys can see better. All right, so here's my first snap hook. Here is my hole. And just pop open our snap hook. That's on one side. Let's go ahead and do the same to the other side. Whoopsies. And there you go. Now you have a really cute bag. All right, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed making this bag with me. Don't forget, you can find all the patterns, notes, and directions at julesandjones.com, so just click that link in the description box below and it'll bring you right to the blog post. I just wanted to point out that you can also, if you don't want to have crocheted straps, you can also change this out for a leather strap. You could also just do a different color. And I also went ahead and added a cute little handmade tag to the bottom of my bag. I thought it was the perfect finishing touch. So yeah, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!